All right, so we are here with tonight's Capitani winner, James McFadden. Man, this looks like to be one of the best races you've ever had, or speed in general, at Knoxville. How is it? I mean, this Tarleton car and you coming together, it really seems like y'all have just been running ever since y'all hit the ground.
Yeah, just basically got in the car, felt comfortable straight away in California, and you never know how that translate over here. And then me not really racing a lot of half miles for the whole year, and obviously the team as well. So, you know, you come in a little nervous, not knowing the outcome. But basically, man, I'm telling you, I felt really, really good at Eldora. The results probably don't show that as much as how I felt, and then came and did a local show here and did the double duty with the 360 and the 410, and felt, you know, as good as I have here. So changed a lot throughout the night, and you know, everything sort of helped and went the right way. So yeah, I feel really good. Gold mine.
You are fucking good, man. Yeah. You're a good looking bloke too, that's for sure, man.
So does that help that you have visual attraction to the car owner?
Got to do what you got to do for a ride, I guess, eh?
Well, and it's been interesting, you know, you coming off the national scene, in my opinion, was a big loss. You know, I don't think we have a national sprint car representative right now from Australia that was at least on your level, you know, top 5 driver, in my opinion, in the world. So how has that been? You know, you went back, you developed a really strong team in WA, and really was probably the most dominant driver in Australia this year. How is it just coming back and doing the part-time? Do you still feel like you're fresh?
No, I don't. I feel like I said, at Eldora and Knoxville last week, I made a lot of mistakes. Just not getting myself in the right position with the car. And
so it's taken a month or so.
Yeah, I think for half mile stuff, you know, I feel like I can jump in a car at a quarter mile or a 3/8 and be pretty solid and feel where I need to be. But half mile racing, with the feel of the car, and then also putting yourself in the right position, changes. But I'm just having a lot of fun with racing now. You know, I take each night as it comes, and if I have a bad night, it's a bad night. I have a beer afterwards and go to the next one. And you know, I think that's been a breath of fresh air for me. And I've just really enjoyed my time with Tarletons. They're all a fair bit younger than me, so I feel like I'm 5-10 years younger than I am, and you know, the vibe's unreal, and Tommy obviously gives us everything we need, but also, you know, is a really good support in the background. So yeah, I think when you're having fun and your vibe's good, then the results start to happen, and that's what it's like at home as well. So for me, just, you know, doing 50 races a year or something is still a lot of racing. It's a lot of fun, but I do feel like I'm probably a little behind the car right now. Even tonight, I hit the fence a couple times and just put myself in a position that I shouldn't have been in, and I think that's got a lot to do with just not being on a half mile a lot.
Well, and something that's really interesting with you is that, you know, your time with TRD. I learned a lot about you when I was in Australia. Your ability with actual engine work. You're an engineer behind the, you know, fuel injected V8s of these cars. TRD's on the side of the 21 too. It's a TRD motor. How much has that helped too? Because I'm not sure if they were running TRDs here with the 21 at all. Were they?
No, they didn't. This is one
so
of
that partnership's developed still.
Yeah, absolutely. I get along really well with Andy at TRD, and you know, I saw this opportunity to help them, you know, develop the motor or help them sell some motors. And for me, I knew that I could bolt that in there. It's the same engine I ran with Roth. You know, I knew I could bolt that in there and go to the races and not have an excuse that the engine didn't run, or, you know, I'd done the last 3 years with it, and I knew how to tune it and get it around the track and detune it and things like that. So, you know, I think that's a big thing coming to Knoxville, where you need to be dialed, right? You know, you got Rico's and all those guys who...
Qualifying is just everything.
Yeah, and they're so dialed with their equipment. And, you know, for me, just jumping in a car that I haven't driven and an engine I haven't driven, and it's hard to get the feedback back of what's right or what's wrong, whether it's the engine, whether it's me, whether it's the car, where I know I can bolt that in and I know it's fast, then I can work on myself or the car or whatever we need.
Well, number one is, I would think, driver-ish. You know, number two is probably engine-ish. 3 would be crew chief. I almost want to put them at 1. How has it been working with Drew Warner, which, I mean, obviously Ricky Warner's son, y'all are here at Knoxville. He's been over on the West Coast, though, with this Tarleton team, and seems like you're at least giving him a driver that knows how to branch out, and it seems like he's coming along accordingly.
Yeah, I feel like at half miles, it's obvious. I think it's 70% car and engine and 30% driver. When you're at, like the top level, I think it's more car than it is driver. But Drew's just been really good, really transparent, really easy to work with, can see what I struggle with, which is hard to get in a crew chief, and then isn't scared to try some stuff that I want to try, or what I'm not scared to try stuff that he wants to try. So our relationship's been unreal. Really good team, not just Drew. It's just a good vibe. Like I said, the vibe's good. Obviously don't have a lot of experience here. The team doesn't. But I think with my experience being on the road and Drew's knowledge of, he's been around these places before, it all works.
Well, and obviously you talk about Eldora, y'all having to deal with that format. Kings Row is a little different. The Knoxville format, probably one of the most difficult formats in the world. As Tanner Holmes saluting you, this is West Coast Gold now. No, I'm just kidding. But this format's difficult. We're going to come this week, and there's going to be guys who probably start up front in the main event and win the prelim night main event. But it doesn't matter. Really, if you qualify well and finish 20th, that's enough to be on the front row of the field. How difficult is this Knoxville format? You've been in it a few times.
Absolutely. You need to be fast, but you need to have everything go your way as well, It's one of those races that you could be the fastest car in the country till this race and be nowhere. So we'll just take it as it comes, mate. Take qualifying, obviously try and get through it. Tonight was a good gauge of, the best cars in the country, and to qualify where we did was a positive thing. And then, we heat race well, but, to start back, it's a whole different level. What the track does, whether a car zigs and you zag, or you zag and zig, it's all got to go your way. It's all got to be right. But yeah, we've been in the position before, and like I said, I probably haven't felt this comfortable here, really ever. So I'm pretty happy to roll in on Wednesday.
Obviously, 2 hurdles that weren't here tonight. David Gravel, Kyle Larson. Those are 2 pretty heavy hitters. Are those guys to consider that weren't here? Even though it seems like y'all did win the mountain tonight, but those are some 2 pretty strong cars in the country right now. Probably 1, 2.
Yeah, they're just 2 more cars, mate. Just got to deal with them when you get to them. Whether you're with them or whether you're not, it doesn't matter. They're just another couple drivers that are in a car that go really fast. I think the crazy part about this race, there's probably 30 guys that are in contention to be, in the top 5. So it's pretty hard.
Well, it seems like you are probably one of those guys now. Good job on the race tonight, and obviously I would say thank your sponsors, but there's only one guy making it happen. That's the one with the garage beer over there. Did you have a garage beer out of your shoe?
Absolutely.
That's the lime, right?
Yeah, it's delicious. Just nice, it's a bit warm at Knoxville, so it's nice to have a little refresher.
Well, and I think PAIGE SPIRANAC is actually one of their girls on there. Do you know who that is?
No.
Golf. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's all we had to say. That's all we had to say. All right, we'll leave you alone.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.